Alright. Going at 1, let's go. I wish the developer would give you the key to play some other characters. It would be just as fun as watching the developers play. Yeah, I understand them not... Ooh, Molting Imp and important work in the base deck, baby. I understand them not necessarily wanting to have, like, public coverage of their private beta builds at the moment. I totally understand that. Get noticed, Exiled King 369. Get noticed. After playing a spell, spells in your hand have with a lower cost are free. We don't have any 2 costs here. You've officially convinced me to sign up for the beta, and now I'm going to spend a bunch of my free time catching up on your videos of it. I'm super excited for the alternate clans and the large variety of gameplay it'll get. Me too, Johnny, me too. As soon as I realized that because you get to subclass, you've got 5 classes, 5 subclasses, 5 factorial, 25 different combinations. That's when I started to really understand, ooh, there's a lot in this game. Does the beta just have the 2 clans for now? Yes, the beta just has the 2 clans for now. Can you play the green clan as the primary? I'll be doing that next run. Get consumer crowns? I would love to. Neither of these is actually that good for us. Like, I guess Precious Plating, because Split Anvil in a Molting Imp deck, like what? Like, not a Molting Imp deck, but an Imp deck. Like, Impalate, I guess, costs 2, so you'd have a bunch of other stuff free in your hands at that time. But instead, I'm very likely to just want to remove the cheaper cards. I think it's 20 combinations, 5 classes, 4 sub-choice. Oh, right, yeah, because it can't choose itself. Yes, yeah, so it's 20. You're right. You're right. Alright. I'm going for the Precious Plating. It's just there. Well, I can use the Molting Imps to help set up for a Hornbreaker Prince Slay as well as protect him in the early game. I'll take that. What Seraph do you have? It doesn't really matter with an Imp deck. Cleanse you of your sinful ways. Yeah. So the Slay buffs do stay with you. Rage is a buff, but Slay is an enhance. So you'll keep it. What's the Seraph? It is cleanse you of your sinful ways. That's remove buffs and debuffs. Getting sent with spikes too. It shouldn't actually be that bad. Just because of the torches, but at the same rate, is 50 going to be worth it? Benny, thank you very much for the Twitch Prime subscription for the 3rd month in a row. Continue to enjoy your emotes, and welcome back to the Republic. Alright. I'm probably not going to take this one. I don't need to. I want it. Dang it. Raises an enchant creature, but slays an artifact equipment. I'm certain that makes sense, but I'm not as recently familiar with the rule set of that game of Magic as I would need to be in order to talk about that. Let's put that there. Does anyone know when the full version comes out? Q2 2020 is all we've been told. Alright. One breaker. Nerd test, what is the meaning of life? 42. Exile King 369. Thank you for the 100 bits as well. I don't need to play the Molting Imp yet. Not until at least killed something. Closed beta is expected to last about 2 months. That could give you a little bit of a general guideline, I guess. Sure. It's a pass. Okay, well, the torch definitely goes on the back line here. Just has to. I should have like 3 torches in the next hand. 3, no, just 2. Yeah. 2 and 1 on the bottom of the deck. Cracks is Bloodfast. Thank you very much. Bloodfast. Sorry. Thank you very much for the Twitch Prime subscription. Enjoy your emotes in chat. And welcome to the Republic. I'm late. What did I miss? Literally nothing so far. This is the start of the first fight. I'll have a heal next turn. In fact, I'll have 2 torches next turn, but it spawns in with 2 of these in front. Take down one of these. Not the train stewed yet? Is there a stream schedule? It just seems to be the doc below is the YouTube upload schedule. Yeah, usually I have on the YouTube upload schedule the stream days as well, but these have just been kind of very ad hoc. It was supposed to just be, I'm gonna stream when I feel like it. And then I started to feel like it every day, and now I'm just streaming every day except for Wednesday and Friday, my time. So that would be Tuesday, Thursday, American time. I'll update that stuff in the future. Okay. Let's drop a train steward and a multi-imp on this floor, I think. It's keeping me sane. Me too. It's very important to feel like I have a purpose, a thing that I'm doing, because I'm not a hyper social person usually, but I need a little bit of socialness, and this provides that for me a lot. Imp deck, yeah, we started with 2 imps and the important work. It's super good. How long do you usually stream Monster Train for? About 4 hours. As in, always 4 hours. There's a schedule? You mean I don't need to check out the channel every 2 hours? I always start at this time of day. So, that's a thing. But yeah, you're right. I should have a more official published schedule. I'll get to it. I'll get to it. Let's drop you there. We're probably still going to take a little bit of damage here, it looks like, just because the spikes... Ooh. Let's look at the front line. That's a big help. Okay, so what? It attacks here, we attack, it attacks back. This dies regardless of whether or not I heal it, so... Just double torch and then over here. Doesn't really change much. Discord can notify you as well. Yeah, that's one of the best ways to get notified of streams going live. Is the Discord channel, where I post an @everyone message. You can mute the channel if you don't want the @everyone messages, by the way. It will suppress those messages, so. I wanted to make sure that was the thing that was possible before I made a channel that added everyone consistently. But yeah, you can join the Discord, and that will also give you announcements. Also, Twitter will do it as well, and I post 2 different things on YouTube. Post and a video, both when I go live. 5 PM CST USA. Is it CS? Is the USA in CST at the moment? I thought you were all in CDT. So yeah, it should be 4 PM CDT, 5 PM EST. EDT? I don't know. Daylight saving sucks. Maybe none of these? Maybe just Hornbreak? We're not in daylight saving, we're on standard time now. But it is 6:30 EDT, it is 6:30 EST. Okay. I have no clue. I'll take a Hornbreak and actually try and make it nice, make it good, you know? Ensnare, I mean, there's no reason really not to take Ensnare here, right? I mean, sometimes you don't want to root the enemies down. Razor Sharp Edge would be a good way to still get the Hornbreaker Brent Small buff, which would help it get those slays off early. Okay, I'll take that. Fine, I'm gonna go with the root instead. Forge your spells gain you powers as well as an awoken unit, or forge my units and 50 coins. There's no unit that I really want to forge anything to here. So I'm just going to go over this way. Let the game speak to you, Raps. Let the game tell you what to take. In other words, embrace your inland empire. Alright, so Onimo. Alright. I'll try. Give a spell holdover. Holdover on important work. Have that every single hand. Also, Emberstone reduction of cost is nice, but like, I guess I could have a focus growth that has holdover and reduced cost. And then every turn, I heal something for 10 and draw a card. That's pretty good. Can also just root something forever. That's true, Johnny. That's true. If I root something forever, I can basically... I'm not really taking it out of the fight unless I have an empty floor. How likely am I to have an empty floor in like a imp deck? Quite likely early at least. It's basically heal 10 each turn. Newt keeps forgetting to see if the holdover card kills draw. I don't think so. Ash's god tier mustache, right? That is the first time I have heard the first part of that sentence. Holdover and snare. Cheap cost for perma-rooted. But, yeah, alright. Alright, just because it sounds like it's a fun time, I'll do that. I think I also just want to make the focus growths less. You can root things on the inner floor. Oh, to kill the imps? Yeah, that's fine with me. Yeah, that'll do. Maybe I don't need to reduce the cost of anything here. Save some money. Because honestly, like, with an imp-heavy deck, oftentimes you're running on armor because of the welder helpers, or you've got, like, imp stacking to block your attacks. So I don't know if I'm going to keep these in the deck unless I end up with a big boy soon. Actually, let's look if we get a big boy. Big boy? No big boy. Nary, but a single big boy here. Animus' speed is nice just for the rage imp giving it buffs, but the problem is obviously Seraph will clear rage. Rhapsody, long time YouTube watcher, just wanted to say I love your content. Thanks a lot for putting it out and helping me discover so many cool games. No problem, Dark Opsis. I'm very glad that I can do that. Yeah, Animus actually does have a problem here. Just in the final boss, but I could take it early. I still need a minion is the thing. You stumbled over that sentence like you found the perfect relic for a Slay the Spire run. Yeah, I try and read like 3 words ahead so that I have a little bit of context for what I'm about to say, and then if I miss a single word, I completely miss the entire sentence. Also, Silly Syndrome, thank you very much for the gift of a tier 1 sub to Dark Opsis. Dark Opsis, enjoy your emotes in chat and welcome to the Republic. Might I suggest spruce trap doors in MC to look at my barrels? I will have a look at those. I was very, very happy with the Disco Elysium map today. Failing to save your life, leading to deciding not to be a cop anymore makes sense. So was I. I will be continuing the series, like, just before that roll triggered. But I do consider that the canon ending for my Harriet Dubois. I don't think we can find Mother Meme. I mean, like, it's not a problem. I'm gonna remove it. The answers with Spell Shield. I have one thing that already penetrates. Maybe I should have reduced the cost of the Hornbreak. Sorry, I do apologize about the spoilers. I'm glad that we didn't necessarily clarify what we were talking about, as in which... Sorry. Spell Shield is not too much of a problem for us, right? If we had a bigger minion, I'd feel more comfortable with this. They're gonna put Scourges in my deck constantly, is the problem. I can't take that. We needed a good minion in that previous area, and instead we got garbage. Love the infestation on today's episode. I was so pleased with that run. I was ridiculously pleased with it. And Torch does nothing. I could just ensnare the Collector forever. Keep it around. Alright. Molting him to sap some damage here. Sure. Not what I wanted to hit with that, but that's okay. It'll happen. Next floor has train steward, and then ensnare on the top floor. Goods. I mean, there's nothing I can draw here that I would want to play anyway, right? Molting Imp, maybe? Molting Imp, definitely, because it'd get the Slay off here. Dang. Slay champion strats today, boys. Yep. That's what it's looking like at the moment, at least. So Horn Breakout on top line, and Ensnare literally just to keep it in hands. Uh-oh. This is our brief respite round. Yikes. Right, I'm so sorry I missed the first 30 minutes. That's okay. There's another 3.5 hours coming. Alright, I think I just pass. What is the second level of Ascension add? There is no second level of Ascension at the moment. There's just Covenant 1. Enemies are stronger and add random cards to your starting deck. This is kind of what I figured was about to happen to me. Ouch. Good thing we started with 40 extra health on our Pyre, because this is going to be the hard time. It'd be interesting if there were unique spell and unit modifiers you could get based on your primary and allied clan. It would be. I don't know if that's a thing that's likely to happen, but it'd be neat. Well, 60 health is how much you usually start with, so it's fine. Welder Helper, Rage Serum, and Inferno. I don't have the ability to cast the Inferno yet, but it would be very good. Just clear out a whole floor. I know I'm doing an Imp deck and I want the Welder Helper, but I have to take that instead. I don't want any of those. Love watching your Monster Train videos. Nice to catch you playing it live too. Thank you, Tingping. Much appreciated. Alright. I like the idea of getting an artifact here. There's nothing I really want to dupe in this deck. I could dupe an Ensnare, which gives us the ability to just like route 2 units to a floor consistently. And then I could just like wait until that floor is as stacked as possible and then Inferno? Is it an Ensnare Inferno deck? Spikes count as slays for your champion? Yeah, but my champion has 6 HP. So they would have to have a lot of armor for spikes. Is the daily coming after this run? I do the Hellhorned, I do a Hellhorned Covenant 1 run, an Awoken Covenant run 1. Then I do the daily, then I do a custom challenge with the community. If you get enough snares, you could have an infinite. Yeah, but what does it accomplish? What does the infinite accomplish here? I'm gonna get another ensnare. I'm gonna try and like make double ensnare Inferno thing. I have no idea what's happening. All right, Levtron, I'll give you a little bit of the thing. There's a deck building roguelike where you are building a deck so that over the course of a you are a bunch of forces of hell trying to protect the heart of the last shard of the heart of hell on a train to the center of hell so you can reignite hell. And a bunch of angels are trying to stop you. Mechanically, it's a deck building roguelike set on multiple different vertically stacked battlefields, and you effectively just play out your units and then let them auto battle in the end of each round. It's a rogue building deck like exactly, Ceremona. Exactly. The doors! Descend a unit to the bottom floor, apply dazed 1. So I just like use the doors and double ensnare to overstack the bottom floor and then Inferno everything. That sounds really funny. I gotta do it. Doors to keep them in your train forever? Yeah. I don't know if this is a deck. I suspect it's not a deck. So we still need something else. Wrong lever, Cerometer. Did they nerf important work on last 3 days? Yeah, they did. So it used to be 3 energy and 3 cards, which was ridiculous. I thought that was hilarious. Like, stupidly good. And apparently they did as well, because they changed it to 5 energy and 1 health. It's like SCS meets Snowpiercer. Yeah, kinda. In that there is a train. I'm gonna heal for the draw. Oh, yikes. Set up on floor 2. Infinite Ensnare can keep your enemies on the bottom floor until the boss destroys the floor, killing them. It can, but it can only keep 2 of them. Right? Infinite Ensnare. So wait, hang on. Infinite Ensnare. So they have holdover, so they'll be in every hand. But if he... Oh, so you're talking about like having so few cards in the deck that each of them draws the other? Right, and then I just put all of them on the bottom. Yeah. Is anything immune to it? Also, like, as soon as the boss kills the bottom floor, like, they can kill everything on the bottom floor and that would be completely fine. But then they'd get to the next layer and I wouldn't have slain anything. I would die to the boss. Statue and bosses? I mean, the statue was already immobile, so. Only flying bosses. Okay. So how would I deal boss damage at that point? Oh, in Spell Shield, it's not a damaging spell. IR Orc PN. It's not a damaging spell, it would be fine. I'm gonna have to let this train steward eat that hit so that I can set these up on the top floor. Okay. Hornbreak to kill one of you, heal you up. So torch this one. I didn't know it was just damage fields with spells. Yeah, you have to look at the text for it. It'll say, block the next damaging spell. Alright. There's the first ensnare. So keeping you on that floor actually isn't good. If I keep this one on that floor, yeah, and then torch this one, beautiful. So we'll actually get 2 slays off here with the Hornbreaker, and that's all I really need to do is try and guarantee more slays. Okay. Back line and start ensnaring units. Heal you back up a bunch. Hornbreak to kill the backliner. Why not Inferno the boss? Oh, yeah, it is a significant amount of its HP pool at this point. You're right, you're right. I wasn't thinking about that. I was thinking, you know, in terms of the later bosses where, like, an Inferno is not a significant amount of their health. Yeah. Yeah, I should have done that. You're right. Best part of the quarantine is that I can take a glass of wine Sunday evening while watching streams without having to bother about driving to work tomorrow. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's important to find the bright sides where they exist, the silver linings, you know. It's, I don't drive habitually, so it hasn't really impacted my whiskey drinking much. Oh, right. Inferno is uncastable unless I have an Impalate out. Imp thing. All right. That's unfortunate. Okay. 5, it's fine. Honestly, like, these this is what I want. Maybe play a train steward out. torch this so I can heal 5 damage. Steal 5 damage. We all know you've Rod Command anyway, Ryan. That is slander? Pretty sure that's slander of some kind, okay? Okay. Double ensnare you, killing you, and then torch this to kill it. How does the Snecko thing work with holdover? I think with holdover you do draw them again, but that is a good question, Newton. I'd like to know. This spell's just not connecting at all. So I deal like 45 damage here. Ugh, rough. Real rough. Yeah, that sucked. We need damage. We just need damage somewhere. Anywhere. I'll take any damage game. The Hornbreaker was supposed to be that, but even with that, you still need some defense in front of it. Energy per turn so that I can actually play the Inferno seems useful here. Impressive. I only have 2 imps in the deck. Dark Deal does provide damage. I think it's Dark Deal. It's too powerful to turn down. Steelworker. Steelworker stands in front of my stuff. That's good. Sweep is good. Very good. But I need the Steelworker. Okay. Now we're a little more comfortable. Remove 2 cards from the deck. Dupe any card except for our champion. Get another Ensnare. Remove 2 cards. Get closer to the infinite. That's a possible. Now all I need is the event that dupes it 5 times. Enemies enter with spikes 3. I have 23 cards in the deck. I burn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 of those out. Yeah, that's not enough. Steelworker on top, snare everything until they die into the boss, then get the Shield Slam card. That would be good, but at the moment I'm gonna have to let some of them come up so that I can actually slay them still. But it doesn't really help against the boss. The Ensnare Infinite. That doesn't help against the boss, but I can build other things that help against the boss. The Ensnare Infinite itself is like card neutral. So I'll just build other things at the end if I need to. And you can still target the boss with them, so you still get to draw. Can't take that. Okay, very, very good first 2 units to get there. Oh, that's gonna be an incant trigger, really? Oof. There's not too much I can do about that, to be entirely honest. We need more energy generator plus a smaller deck for that to work out. Yep, there will be a smaller deck. It's just gonna take us a bit of time to get there. Oh, you know what? I think I might just Inferno this floor. Tom, thank you very much for the Twitch Prime subscription. Enjoy your emotes in chat and welcome to the Republic. Yeah, I think I'm gonna Inferno this floor. Those big boys are too threatening. Okay, and then Ensnare, but throw out a Molting Imp. So I'll kill that next turn with the Hornbreaker. That sounds good to me. You in the back line, and then drop the Train Steward, heal it. Ensnare. Everyone, no, you can't just ensnare every unit until you die to the boss. Rhapsody, infinite combo, go boo. It's very me. I like my infinites, you know, and I haven't had an infinite in this game yet. Heal the champ. I don't want to give the unit on the top floor extra armor because I need it to be able to get the sleigh next turn. So you can see it has the sleigh with 5, 1, 27. So that's what, total 6, 33. If I ensnared it again, it would incant, getting up to 35, it'd be blocked. Get snared. Hope you draw Inferno. Me too. I could send the Eclipse Reflector back down, but I want to get the sleigh off with it. Yeah, it's the end of the turn then. Trap shoot? Why would I send it down if I'm trying to use it to slay? Unfortunately, I can't Dark Deal the Hornbreaker, so I may as well just do it on the Steelworker. Inferno doesn't kill now. It's piercing, Dark Elfling. It's piercing. Otherwise, I would never have cast any of the ensnares there. Okay, so you got 10. So by the time you get to the top, the Steelworker will take 3 hits from you. You'll deal 30 back each time. This is actually a little close. A little too close for comfort. Get me back to a piercing Inferno, please. Okay. Unfortunately, I can't play Inferno on this floor. It will kill all of my own units. Speaking of killing all of my own units, the game is very intent on doing that to me right now, looks like. If I had the Inferno last floor, actually this could have ended much better for us. Still alive. So Pseudonym, thank you very much for the gift of tier 1 sub to Exiled King 369. Enjoy your emotes in chat and welcome to the Republic, Exiled King. Another Inferno? Multi-strike on the Hornbreaker is huge because we Dark Deal it consistently. That'll actually have the Hornbreaker behind the Steelworker good enough to start slaying units. But this is the build I was trying to make. I feel like if I pivot to this, I might be able to win. If I take the Inferno, I'm going down with the ship, basically. The armor is after each combat, unless something changed recently. Yeah, it is. Hey, Raps, how's runs? Very, very short in the tooth at the moment. You multi-strike for bosses, you need slays for bosses. Yeah, you're right. Shard Channeler, no. Preserve Thorns, no. Engraft, maybe? Reduces cost. Draws a card. When does the beta end? April 9th, Kowsy. Upgrade the Inferno first and then dupe it. But that's not an engraft. How do I dupe something that's not an engraft? 20 Pyre health as well as duping a card, 100 coins, and then upgrading the champion. That's neat. And then on this side, I have remove 2 cards, restore Pyre health, and then the artifacts as well. Or I can dupe again and get another event. I want the event, though, is the thing. I really want an event. Relics? I don't... What relic are we looking for at this point, right? Relics will game changer? What relic works with this build? Imp box, yeah, Imp box, Summon the Ashes, both of those. Getting her off with -1 energy is a good way to generate more Inferno petting power. Yes. Agreed. Agreed. Alright, I'm gonna look at the artifacts. Start your turn, add a sting spell to your hand, and they cost 20 extra. Sorry, they cost 20 extra and they do 1 more damage. They cost 1 more and they do 20 extra damage. Should I take those and look for the other one? Let's look at the concealed. Stings are good? Are they? I don't know about that. Never mind, they're really good. They are very, very good. Okay, so now we have stings get +10 magic power and piercing. At the start of my turn, I had a sting to hand, and they have 20 plus magic power and cost 1 extra energy. Cast with consume, have a no. Your player gets 15 extra damage. That plus the precious plating is nice. What are the chances? Like literally 0. So it's actually impossible. I don't know how it happened. You should run. It's possible. It's possible. All right. Let's get some stuff out of here. Move tome? Still gonna need some damage. Okay, multi-strike with the tome. Sorry, multi-strike with Slay setup. Non-boss enemy units restore all health when they move off a floor. Are they allowed to move up a floor? I think we're fine with this. Two. So snare one of you. Molting Imp, just get it out of the deck for cycles. Sting, torch. There's actually a bug with Channel Heart where cost reduction effects that don't apply to stings have their costs increased. There's a bug with Channel Heart where cost reduction effects that don't apply to stings have their costs increased. What? As in the cost to buy them in the shop? That'd be unfortunate. You tried to reduce your stings and won't let them. Yeah, I've encountered having the thorn casing and trying to reduce the cost of a sting that's in my deck by base. And I was incapable of doing that, which was a bit weird. I actually should have probably filed a thing about that. Alright. Frontliner here. I'm gonna train Stewart on the next line as well. If all relics are equally likely to appear in the shop, then the number of ways you could have gotten those 3 relics, number of relics chosen above 3, the number of ways you could have gotten the 2 relics among the third is... Oh, right. I don't know how many relics there are, so I can't give you the numbers for that calculation. Snare the big ones. Inferno's still in the deck, so I need to make sure that I don't draw it this turn. So no focus grow here. Okay. Worked out pretty well. Okay. 2, 3, 3, 3, 3. So there's nothing I can do about this. I want the clip defender to go up. So that it'll help get us another sleigh. And snag, yeah, I was just figuring out who I was going to target with and if it mattered. It didn't. Why the defender when it was just 1 health, then champion would get 2 slays? No. It was just the 1 health. Champion would get 2 slays, no. As in, if I let a 1 health unit go up there, if I let it go up behind the defender, then the steelworker, like, the steelworker wouldn't be able to kill it, yeah. But if I let just the 1 health unit go up, then the Hornbreaker doesn't kill it, the steelworker does. Is it Inferno? Yeah, it is. It's still better. What's the Seraph this run? Removes buff and debuffs. So we're going for like an all-spell sting deck, apparently, I think. I'm gonna play out both those things so they're available in the next cycle. Here we are. Days, then sting, 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 Hornbreak. Good. Good. That works out. Rage doesn't decay on friendly units? Okay. That'll be good for helping our champ start slaying faster. It's not gonna be good in general. This was supposed to be an imp deck. Also, by the way, the relic that was offered to us at the very start, if you play a spell, the other spells in your hand cost nothing. The other spells that cost less in your hand will cost nothing that turn. Would have actually been incredible for this build, but if we didn't take the precious plating, we would have died earlier. Inferno number 2. I think we're going to thin down the deck more so that we have the Inferno number 1 cycle more commonly. Rather than getting a second one. Woken Rail Spike. Ooh, that'll be interesting. If that lowers the cost of, like, the Engraft, the Focused, possibly Inferno, possibly One Horn's Tome. That could lower the cost of some pretty important stuff. Branding, right? Branding is deal 5 damage piercing to a target in order to give them 15 block. So the target I'd be using that on would be the Steelworker, and then I would have to heal the Steelworker afterwards. So if I have to heal the Steelworker and I'm using a 2-mana card, so I'm playing 3 mana over 2 cards in order to get 15 block on the Steelworker. That seems extremely inefficient to me. I'll take the Raw Spike. I don't need any more artifacts in this run, I don't think. Another event, Jupiter card that's my champion. Rail Spike can make spikes free? Can it? Health though, yeah, 20 health is nice, but the best way to maintain my health is less picking up restore health and more making sure that I can kill my enemies. So unless this makes me more powerful, then this is likely to make me powerful. It's a problem. Right side. Event. Depends on what the event is there. If the event is 5 times, then 5 times on the end snares literally does just mean that I keep all of the enemy units on the bottom floor all round. At which point, like, I mean, Dark Deal does go constantly on my Hornbreaker, so yeah, we would just be able to set up our top floor. If not, then I can just still dupe one of them. I think I'm gonna do that. I can't do this. Volatile Gauge will kill my deck if I hit the end snares badly. We're on floor 6. There's 2 more areas of hell. I mean, that's probably still better than 20, so we'll take the guild marker here. Alright, event. Yeah? That's fine. Make a bigger steelworker. We still have space to put it on the same floor as the champion, so it's okay. Hey, VC, how's it going? Dark Deal is really good, but I still want another ensnare. Is that dumb? But Inferno? Inferno's not going to be on the same floor as the steelworker. Dupe that minion? Why? You don't have the HP for Dark Deal. I know. That's the bad thing about it. Although, next time I upgrade my champion, which will be in the next area, I will have enough HP to play it twice on myself. And it doesn't decay. But, basically, I would get the double Dark Deal thing online just in time for the boss fight where Rage gets purged. So, counterpoint, ensnare is ensnare. Oh, that's right. It is an ensnare. I hadn't thought about that. I'll take it. Hell and her allies will add Scourge cards to your deck. Eek. Rude. Hey, at least that killed one of them. Okay. Steelworker. Hornbreaker. I have to Horn Pierce here, right? Because I need to be able to kill the backliner with like a torch or something next turn. Get a Dark Deal on top floor when Seraph is on the bottom, not purging. It gives me 2 turns to build up Dark Deals. Could be worse, I guess. Oh, if only I had an Imp in this hand, that'd be so good. The important work and then a Woken Rail Spike. Think you should set up floor 1? Yeah, you're right. You're right, I should have. I'm still in the mindset of the Alabaster Guardian is attacking if Seraph is on the same floor, but it wasn't. Sting boss? Probably not yet. Let's get that. Rail Spike into Imp into Sack. Well, I mean, you know, I've got 4. There's 1 Imp left in the deck. I'm not even likely to draw it. How much damage did that Sting do? 35. It's pretty ridiculous. Let's get that out of hand. It's still Awoken next. We did get the Imp. Good. That gives us the ability to sack it, but then what do we even do with the energy after you sack it? Not much. Thankfully, it did kill the backliner there at least, though. Take the draw and the energy here, which should give me the ability to... piercing again. Don't you draw? You only draw 1 from Imp Sacrifice. It used to be 3, but it's now only 1. I would probably Inferno this bottom floor if I had the ability, but unfortunately with all of these and the little amount of HP that I have to just purge them constantly. Thing's at least gonna die. Goods. Keep you on the bottom floor. One horns. I take 9 damage this turn and put 3 self-mutilations back in the deck in order to play one. I can't do that. I can't. It's an illegal maneuver. I'm not allowed. Rappy, you gonna do hardcore mode in Cisco Elysium? Probably not. All of you, stay on that bottom floor. That's your home now. Why not kill one? Why would I need to? Turns out of hands. Sting, and then piercing, I guess. Sure. Okay. Inferno, please. Game. I'd still have to take the contrition and the self-mutilation here, though. It's a big problem with the Inferno right now. Well, I mean, it's a fine problem with the Inferno right now because I can't even do it. So let's do that. Dark deal, and then play out a self-mutilation and a weight of contrition. Still gonna take 1 self-mutilation here. Battlefield says, hey man, love your YouTube Slay the Spy videos. They help me so much do the challenges. I'm really pleased they helped you. Thanks for tuning in, Battlefield. And Crippled Complex, thank you very much for the 2-time subscription. Enjoy emotes in chat and welcome to the Republic. The Republic, not Republic. You're effectively drawing 1 card a turn. I think you have too many ensnares. After I play all of the ensnares, I'm drawing way more cards. It's just my cards are locked behind playing the ensnares. Which is fine. Okay. Then I'll restore here as well. You should remove those who add mutilation instead of ensnaring them. I let a couple of them filter up to the next floor so that I'd have the ability to kill them there, but hang on. Engrafts on the next floor as well, and then just Sting. And that was me removing all of them. They're now dead. Sting, and I just healed the boss. I have my hands 1 over from where I'm trying to use the numbers in order to control the cards there, so I was messing all of it up. I think I need the extra energy every turn. We have not only the One Horn's Tome and the Stings, but we also have the Inferno, and I want to be able to play all of my ensnares and then do stuff with the turn as well. Multiple different things. Also, it's good for the Awoken Rail Spike. Stings have a better Ember to damage ratio than Inferno, right? Yes, but only if you're only targeting 1 unit. Is the series going to continue after the 9th? If so, is your beta pass longer than ours? My beta pass, I imagine, will also end on the 9th. I got mine in the same way you all got yours. Did I? No, I got mine from Keymailer. That's different. It's different. But I think I have access to the same beta, basically. And then after that, I don't think I'm actually going to be able to make any more content on it. For a while, at least. We'll see. We'll see. I think it's still energy. Another One Horn's Tome? I just took energy. Rhapsody, I've been watching your content for 3 years. Slay the Sniper, Slay the Spire, Mod Spire, and everything. I was never able to watch the stream because it's like 2 in the morning at my place. I'm so happy to be able to watch the stream. Good luck, dude. Thank you very much, Galaxy Wolf. Much appreciated. Thank you for tuning in. Forge my units? Not really. I don't care about that. Forge my spells? Yeah, lower their cost, get money. Yeah. Lower the cost, lower the cost. That's not what I wanted. Rail Spike? I don't think it's Rail Spike. I think it's either the One Horn Tomes or the Trap Shoot, actually. Trap Shoot gives me like a whole nother set of floors to kill something. Rail Spike just makes everything free after a few cycles, doesn't it? No, because so the Rail Spike I'll like maximum cast with 5 energy, or if I get really lucky and I have the Imp and Important work in the same hand as the Awoken Rail Spike, unlikely. If I get maximum lucky, I draw 10 cards with it and get that off. But it's still not the entire deck. Like, if I could make sure that I hit the cards that haven't been hit, it would be better. I think it might be this. Can you pass Multi-Strike Yo-Yo Champ? Can you mass Multi-Strike Yo-Yo Champ? Yeah, I gave a champion 12 Multi-Strike yesterday when I was off stream. Just casually playing. I'm gonna have to find time to play those more. The big boys there. Let's also... Torch. I can still play the Train Stewards to get them out of hand, but I'll remove a Torch at the moment. Go to the event. Do I want money? I like money. I don't think I can. Let's look in the next area actually first. There's an artifact shop and the other side has a unit shop. Ugh, so I'm probably going to the artifact shop. I should save a decent amount of money then. Fine. Ugh. Was the Steelworker a waste 3 space? No, this is... Enemies enter with spell shields? Was the Steelworker always 3 spaces? No, it's a behemoth. Why not unit shot plus 25 pie health? It's fine. No, Inferno. Piercing. Piercing though. $140 exactly. I can throw the Molting Imp down on the bottom line. It has a 50-50 to kill the Shade Wings. I don't understand why you keep saying your name. You didn't address Inferno. For anyone who missed that, my name is Pearson. Ryan James Pearson. Does Restore hit spell shields? No. So spell shields, by the way, also there's the text for it. Absorb the next damage spell. So your end snares and stuff like that. Your end snares are fine. I might just play both of these out on the next floor, even the Molting Imp, so that I have the ability to play a important work when I draw it. And I'm playing them out on that floor because they both die if I played them on the bottom floor and the Molting Imp hit the Gilded Wing, so it's a 50-50. Pearson like the Pearson's correlation? Yep. I took the, I took that, the psychometric personality test that then said at the very end that it was being ranked on Pearson's correlation, and I was like, what? How do you know my name? All weirded out by it. Just wondering, do you know if there are any viewers from Bosnia? If no, then I am the first. Welcome to the first Bosnian viewer that I'm aware of then, Galaxy Wolf. Okay. Let's get that important work off. And then quickly throw away my phone because it was distracting me. That's not allowed. Inferno. Sting. Darkdale always goes there. So if you go up to the next floor, I can't... no, I have to sting you on the next floor in order to kill you. Molting Imp bottom? To kill the Gilded Wing? Yeah, sure. You're right, you're right. What deck is he using? It's a weird one. I have 4 copies of Ensnare that Holdover. Holdover is returns to the next hand it played. I have a Hornbreak Prince with Multi-Strike and Rage and Dark Deal for extra Rage. And then an Inferno, 2 One-Horn's Tomes, and a big Steelworker. And the general idea is that I, like, ensnare units to keep them on the same floor, drop 1 giant Inferno, getting a ridiculous amount of value, and then have the Steelworker and my champion win for me. But I also have 3 relics that give me a Sting at the start of each turn. Stings gain +10 magic power and piercing, as well as they cost 1 extra and do 20+ magic damage as well. Dark Deal to pop spell shields. You can use it to pop spell shield, but I think it's more important on the Hornbreaker. Wait, Inferno is 100 to all? Yeah, no, it's 100 to all. That's what justifies its cost. Have you seen the dev streams where they show off the Blue Clan? No. To be entirely honest, like, I would still, like... That's the kind of thing that I would want to, like, explore on my own, to be entirely honest. It'd be nice to have the energy retention relic. It'd be really good here for us, actually. Okay, hang on. Working Rail Spike, and there's 2 One-Horn's Tomes left in the deck. Baby. So you're using a Sting Inferno deck? Sting and Snare Inferno, yeah. Something like that. Should I send the Gilded Wing back down to the bottom? And then root it there? Get the heck out of here. Okay, I managed to hit both One-Horn's Tomes there. I'm not going to be able to play both this turn, though. Go to the next floor, deal 12 damage, take back. It's fine. Engraft's some health here. Okay, let's cycle a bunch of Engrafts on this bottom floor still. And then Sting the frontliner as an insta-kill. I mean, if it gets to the top floor by itself, I actually want the Steel Wings to get to the top floor by itself, because then it gets killed by the Hornbreaker. That's fine, that's fine. So I'll Sting you. I guess I'll use a torch on a damage shield. And pass. Harass, what do you do if one of your enemies enters the bottom floor and is completely dirt poor? Rutabaga. 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 Raise. Raise. Why? Are you more of an archetype or are you more of a value or archetype choo-choo? I am an archetype player. That's like the first thing I do when I get my hands on a game is find out how to break it. And then I go backwards from finding out how to break it into finding out how to play it. Like, watch the first couple episodes of Slay the Spire that I ever recorded, like in the beta series, like the early. It was exactly that. It was, I broke the game on the second run. I tried to break it on the first run. And then I gradually started to build ideas of archetypes and then afterwards value. I changed my playstyle to try and adapt to what's needed. Like, you know, I do still play like archetype kind of heavy in Ascension 20, but I also give way more value to value at that point in time. I remember the first thing you did on my mod was do an infinite. That was the was that the Magic Missile infinite? Magic Missile plus a oh, was that when there were cantrips that didn't exhaust and I was using that in the Magic Missile? I think I remember that one. Or I might be thinking of something different with the cantrips doesn't exhaust part. Actually, it was Deep Breath. Okay, that makes sense. I'm interested. See if you can say my name correctly. Say Dijon. Dijon. That would be my guess. Alright. Raft them. Restore them. Blow them up. Pretty good. I'm surprised that this game has gone under the radar for a lot of YouTuber streamers considering how good it is. Hopefully its visibility increases before release. I am similarly absolutely astounded by that. I do not understand it at all. Like, the fact that for a fair period of time, I was one of the only people uploading it to YouTube is insane to me. So like, I immediately went to all of my friends who work in this same line and I was like, hey, this is a game that you need to play. You need to play this. It's very good, very well polished. No one's covering it. It's right in your wheelhouse. You need to play it. It is worth noting, by the way, that the person who did that to me was Rito. I thought that I got drunk one night and found this on Keymailer. But that must have been a different game because I then scrolled up in Rito's conversation, or my conversation history with Rito, and yeah, no, he was actually the person who told me to get this game after seeing it on Fox Syncade's channel a couple months ago on Twitch. You think Permafrost would be better for Inferno? Yeah, if I could get a Permafrost, it'd be super neat. Rage Requiem, thank you very much for the Twitch Prime subscription. Enjoy your emotes in chat and welcome to the public. How many games have you auto-recommended to everyone? There are 2 games that I've recommended to everyone that I work with, and one of them was Iridis. So I do not have a track record. In fact, when I tried to recommend this game to people, I was like, look, I know what my last one was, but you actually seriously need to play this. Please don't Iridis me, dev teams. Please. I guess I just start stinging the bottom floor. There's no reason not to. What happened to Iris? What happened with Arius? A mixture of the game design development as well as behind the scenes developer drama, effectively. Yeah, and the direction of the game got significantly changed after the time that I was playing it, or rather during the time that I was playing it, and significantly after the time that I stopped playing it. It's... yeah. I don't really have, like, an incredible wealth of things to say about it, other than it was not a recommendation that was good on my part. Or at least it didn't age well. Without going into details, was it just the developer reasons the series stopped? No. I also was just kind of done with it. Like, I was done with it, and then the possibility existed of returning to it, and then I learned that stuff from one of the original developers and the original game designer, in fact, who sent me an email for a different game that he was covering at the time. because he was like, yeah, no, I know that your channel has done Iridus. That was me. And then they kicked me out of the company with absolutely no credit. But the thing that really like that was already like, I'd finished my time with it. I was thinking maybe I go back, maybe I don't go back. I got that message and I was like, okay, I don't need to go back. There are other games, it's fine. And then the thing that like completely solidified it for me was the Iridus. They clearly subcontracted a bunch of different PR companies to do like outreach to YouTubers for them, and they clearly subcontracted poorly, because I would have like multiple different companies approaching me about Iridus at the same time, all with different offers of different things. And then when I pursued the most legitimate one, I was like, okay, let's see where this goes. Let's talk. Let's negotiate. Like the opening was specifically talking about the payment that would be offered, not in numbers or anything like that, but it was talking about that it would be a paid opportunity. We got like 10 to 15 emails down into the thread, and I was like, okay, so what's the offer, right? And her response was, oh, we were thinking we would pay you an exposure. You stream to our Steam channel, and that will be your exposure. Uh-huh. Cool. So I'm fine then, thanks. I'll just let someone else do that one. Like, I don't need to be paid by the devs to play a game. Like, obviously, like, the Monster Train devs are not paying me to do this. Slay the Spire has never paid me to play Slay the Spire. Nor has Enter the Gungeon or any of those kinds of games. But the only reason at that point I would have returned to it is if there was a significant financial incentive. And apparently there was going to be, and then there wasn't at all. Just the goal of offering it and then saying, actually, we thought that we'd do this in a different way is what really, really struck me. And I was like, oh, I'm fine, actually. Totally okay on that one. You can take your exposure. I'm gonna sting this target. Okay, cool. Should have put roots on different targets here, I think. Yeah, definitely should have put roots on different targets. Did I just overroot a single target or something? I don't even know where my roots are. Did I not play them in the last turn? Sorry, I was too focused on that. Sorry about that. Oops. Snare will kill you. You hit me, I hit back, kill. It's fine. Gets the Hornbreaker, Prince more buff. Throws that out of the deck basically and start moving these. Actually, you know what? I need the health on the Steelworker more. Get me another sting. Thank you. Wait, isn't the point of getting a YouTuber streamer involved that you're offering the game exposure? Yes. Yes, it is. Well identified. Got him. Oh, yeah. Maxwell is a musician, and if you go to the Discord, !Discord in chat, yeah, it's already appeared, in the creative section and look for the pinned stuff there, you'll be able to find some of his performances. They are extremely good. There are 2 performances of them in particular that I have watched multiple times over, like 5+. 5+? 10+? Like, there was a day where I was just listening on repeat to, oh god, I'm not even gonna be able to remember the name of the track. I just remember the lyrics. It's the way you treat your daddy every night and day. Is the final lyric. He absolutely belts the line. It is, it's like chills, tingles. It's good. It's really good. She's crying to me. There you go. Okay, thank you, Maxwell. She's crying for me. I would highly recommend it. X-Class cards get +3 when played. We have the Awoken Rail Spike. I'll take it. Oh, baby, a triple. Mom, get the camera. Important work, Tyson Climb. I don't need those. What do you think about the Prince? What do you think of Prince when he slays, he gains on permanent attack and keeps it for the next fights? It would have to start with such a low limit, and it would have to grow so slowly for that to actually be viable before it gets, like, overpowered, that it would be bad. I don't think that would work. I don't think I need these. Pyagro enhances a drawn card to cost 0. If that, no, but the ensnares stay in my hand is the thing. They exit the cycle effectively. If that hits Inferno, if that hits like One Horn's Tome or anything like that, I think that's pretty good. It can also hit a Sting, but I don't think, no, I think this will override it again. Stings is good. Oh yeah, Preserve Thorns for Sting. Yeah, no, we are. Stings work, Stings work. You're right, you're right. Sorry, I immediately just skip over that card at this point. Just in my mind's eye, it's an empty space. Selection artifacts. Turn out a random imp into your hand. All right, sure. Apply Rooted to enemy units when they enter the room before the below the Pyre Room, as well as the Scorching Restraints. Why do I want imps in this deck again? Like, I have important work. Yeah, no, I have important work. That's it. Also, it'll give us extra energy occasionally. Random instance fuel for your energy. Yeah, yeah. You think it'll be OP? I think he starts with 5 damage and he gains like 0.5 per kill, so 2 kills. Yeah, but the thing is, like, it grows. If he starts with 5 damage and grows 0.5, it will be underpowered. I think, like, in order to make that balanced, he has to be so bad to start with that you would never want to pick him. Rage doesn't decay. It does in the next fight, so after chase will clear them. Apply Rooted to enemy units when they enter the room below the Pyre floor. I mean, I don't need that, but I don't not need it. I don't need it. This at the very least will mean when I play an imp, it'll just have extra effect. Like, I'm gonna be taking the Scorching Restraints, don't worry. It's just like, I don't think I need it, you know? It's probably time to remove another card from the deck as well. There are a lot of cards we're not going to want to hit here with the Awoken Rail Spike, I think. It's probably a Torch. Okay. Let's look at the Hellvent. You should really remove the Train Stewards more often. I've been doing it a lot more. I've been doing it a lot more commonly recently. I've not been doing it in this run because I have like 2 free empty floors where I can just sacrifice them. So effectively, I'm treating them as cards that consume, kind of. They just get themselves out of the deck for us. Demon units get multi-strike. Sorry, one sec. Sorry about that. I thought someone had knocked on my door. Easy Stardust, you have no time to be wholesome while I'm away this time. Also, just because I just remembered this when I went to go and open my door. This is my doorknob. It came off, I want to say about 2 weeks before quarantining and self-isolation and all that stuff started happening. I called the landlord about it. I fixed it myself, but I fixed it myself a couple different times, but it can no longer be fixed. It won't attach to the door. So this now kind of works like a key. I just put this in the door and then twist, and it comes immediately back out. So I just have to walk around with this in order to be able to open my door. And it doesn't fit on any keychain. Also, if someone takes this and leaves my room, I cannot leave my room. I can't escape. It's actually not possible for me to leave if someone takes this out of the room. Anyway. Most time a unit is healed each turn, draw 1. I mean, we have 1 demon for a multi-strike. It's a pretty big demon. Get a big carabiner for it? I should. Best way to self-isolate? Yeah, literally not be able to not do that. Can you take the hinges off of your door? I could, but if I take the hinges off my door, then my door goes down, and I need that for soundproofing because I start streaming at 8 AM in the morning, and sometimes my housemates aren't awake. It would be... Also, it goes straight out into a long hallway, so my voice just amplifies all the way through the house if my door is open. Extra draw is really good. Is it? We have 1, like, Engraft is really good with it, and we have the 2 focused growths and 1 restore. Like, we have 4 cards in the entire deck. It is a little bit of draw, but this is like 20 extra damage. This is 20 extra damage per time the boss attacks my top floor. Do you sleep in the room you stream in? No. I sleep in that room. Over there is my room with Peak, and then this is my office. Not exactly hurting for draw though, no. All right. Can you just replace the whole door? Yeah, let me just go and find myself a whole door in the... While most shops are shut down in lockdown. Most shops? A lot of shops. But it blocks slays from the champion. Ooh, Oscar Bow! Yes! And Devartet as well. Harder to slay with your champion. You're right, Sap Tap. You're right. I agree with that. I give a lot of multi-strike to my unit already. I think I want the slay. Like, I have my own One-Horn's Tomes. You have 2 rooms. My wife only lets me have a couch. Everything else is hers. Well, my room with my partner is our room together, and then this is my office. I also pay a share of the rent commensurate to having an office as well as living in a different room. Okay. I need to make sure that I don't overstack the deck with a bunch of imps that I don't want as well. It removes Ensnare? How would it do so? So Rooted is applied to an enemy unit in my turn. At the end of the turn, they either ascend or they don't. Seraph clears its buffs and debuffs at the start of the turn. I mean, if I triple ensnared something, maybe. But I'm not going to. Pretty good turn. I'm also just going to sack the Welder Helper on the bottom line. I don't want to put a bunch of them into... Oh, there was another Ensnare in hand. Dang. Yeah, I just don't want to draw it again. Welder on the top for more armor and then sack it. What space? Got him. They already cost 0 already. I know it's annoying, but I have to ask you a reasonable person to talk this with. When you go to the Forge and pick one upgrade, and the card changes, and the whole model according to the class chosen. When you go to the Forge and pick one upgrade, and the card changes, and the whole model according to the class chosen. I'm not sure what the question is there, Galaxy Wolf. Keep Keep those ensnares coming. Double sting the frontliner. Double sting you. I don't think it changed the model. Yeah, I also haven't noticed any model changes, but those are the kinds of things that I do just tune out sometimes. I just completely miss. When it shows Slayer, he has bigger swords. Oh, cool. That's neat. I honestly didn't even notice that. Yes. Ensnare them all. Yes. Yes. Hang on. One Horn's Tome. Give you a little bit of a dark dealio. Yes. Wait, hang on. Back to Pie Chomper. Yeah, I just gotta kind of throw some extra units out there, I think. Well, I won't triple stack Rooted. I mean, I also don't have any other targets to hit with it right now. What card should I cast this turn? Anyone know? Also, I really wish they would add cards to the right side of the hand rather than left, so that I could hit 3 damage, 3 damage, 3 damage, 3 damage, 3 damage. But instead, I hit 3, and then it draws me another card, and then if I hit 3, it'll be the sting. So instead, I have to hit like what, 8, 9, 0, 0. Okay, 0. Let's go with the zeros. I mean, it's not that big of an issue. It's just, I guess I am effectively just asking for parity with Slay the Spire, which is a weird thing to ask another game for. Okay, yeah, that's weird. I didn't need to. It's fair. It's fair. It's fair to be like this. Okay. And now we sting him. If there's a round thing in your face, you get stung. Ooh. Put a fire chomper on the next floor. Nice. You, sting you. Let's go for focus growth draw. Oh, what is that? Should have drawn. No, I asked what you think of that, the change they made in game. I meant on champion, in this case Prince. When I chose what I think of it, I haven't thought of it at all. I just don't. Honestly, like, the first 2 times I play a game, I take in all of the, like, the visual polish and the lore and not mechanics. I take in all of those kinds of things the first 2 times I play the game, but every time past that, I just see the mechanics. Effectively, it's like the Matrix code running down the screen, and it's like, yeah, that does that, that does that, that does that. That's why I didn't have any problem reading the Slay the Spire text in Thai, because I can't read Thai, by the way, not even slightly. But it's because those cards, as soon as I see the art, I'm just like, yeah, that's the mechanic of the card. And like, I'm thinking about that rather than the art or anything like that. It honestly just doesn't even enter my consideration after a certain period of time. Dark Deal. Important work for the extra energy. One Horn's Tome. Draw out some more ensnares. I think I listened to one of your stream VODs last night. Have you been breaking them up? Yes. Sting the boss? Eh, maybe. It's 2 card draw there. Yeah, because these will just be infernoed later. There was a touch in that video that was really nice when you got a card wrong, then hovered over it to read to correct yourself. Yeah, I was pretty proud of that, actually, Izzy. I felt pretty good about that. There were a few things I tried to do in that video that I was like, this is what I would usually do in an episode if I misspoke. to try and cover for when like I was stalling a little for time because like I just needed to remember exact wording on something. Okay, cool. Got him. Gave him the absolute business. Favorite deck in this and Slay the Spire? In this? I don't know. I feel like I'm discovering a new favorite deck like every time I play. It's like this has a multi-strike 6 on this unit. It's pretty good, and it's just rooting units to the bottom floor and then constantly inflaming them. You know, it's pretty good. Perhaps we still have an April video in the can. I can remember that discussion. There was something else I was going to do for April Fools this year instead that didn't end up eventuating. But that's the reason that I didn't necessarily get back to you on that one. I only knew that that thing wasn't going to eventuate maybe 2 days beforehand. I'll throw those on the bottom line. I do feel the thing missing from this game is the other clans currently locked away. Yeah. Makes sense. Johnny Dever says this game makes a good job of making stupidly broken the norm, which improves the fun factor by a lot. I agree. They apparently said in the stream, and I can't necessarily directly quote this for myself, but I do believe that someone told me that this is the design philosophy they were talking about in their stream of if everything is OP, nothing is. And in a single player game, that's a completely fine kind of an idea to have, right? In a multiplayer game, you start to run into troubles with that as a design philosophy, but not in a single player game. It's fine. Fine. Stop the focus growth. Nothing really to do here but sting them. One dev said they're going to add to pay reroll in shops. Yes. Yes. Good. It should still be expensive. If the reroll is too cheap, you end up in an Undermine situation where every run becomes the same because you just choose it. Random tangent, sorry, did you ever play Cultist Simulator, or am I confusing your channel with someone else? I did. I did, and I honestly loved that game. I'll never cover it again. That one's real easy. Just search Alexis Kennedy Weather Factory in news for the last 2 years. You'll get enough information as to why I'm never going to cover it again. Important there as well. Gotta love it. And graft on top. Does the boss ever reach the top? This one? No, definitely not. Alexis who now? Alexis Kennedy. Half of Weather Factory, along with Lottie, who developed and released the Cultist Simulator. Betty doesn't win about that one. I love Fallen London too. Fallen London was done by Failbetter while it was headed up by Alexis Kennedy, but Failbetter no longer has Alexis Kennedy on their staff. And the Failbetter CEO has specifically come out to support the allegations that his employees have made. So you can be fine with playing your Fallen London. I really wish I was into Fallen London. I feel like I would love it, but I've tried to play it a couple times and it's always just been absolutely impenetrable to me. Also, by the way, I'm not telling any of you how to handle your own consumer practices. That's not my job. You're all big people. You can do it yourself. I'm just saying that that's a thing. That's a reason that I won't do it. We ever play Dungeon Top again? I want to. Dungeon Top is effectively just a matter of time. I was working something out with them behind the scenes to do sponsored coverage of it. But then their PR company kept taking them over like a couple different times. And the devs were offering to pay out of pocket for the sponsored series by themselves. And they're 2 indie devs in my city in Australia. And I just felt really, really slimy with the idea of taking their money for direct sponsorship. Doing it through a PR company is a lot more ethical because the PR company will have like reasonable expectations because they will have worked with YouTubers and streamers before of what response you're going to get. So they would know the kind of ballpark of an offer, what kind of return on investment you would necessarily get. Whereas I don't think necessarily that 2 independent developers would know that. So instead, I ended the conversation on doing sponsored content for it, and it's just another one of the games that's sitting around that I want to do content on that is just, it's just there. It's just out of reach because I don't have infinite time, basically. Let's go to the run summary. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, YouTube. It was a good run.